Next up on the call is interim head football coach at Grambling State, Dennis Winston. Of course, Grambling State forfeited this week falling to Jackson State. This week they'll face Texas Southern at home, and the kickoff is set for 2 p.m. Good morning, Coach Winston. Are you with us?
Yes, I'm with you.
Good morning, Coach. Thanks for joining us this week. If you could preview your game playing host to Texas Southern.
Well, what we're looking at presently is that Texas Southern is a completely revamped football team, and offensively, they look like they're a little more explosive, definitely a little more explosive than they were last year. And, you know, they have a few extra guys that they've added to their roster. Number 7 running back, and the quarterback is a very elusive young man.
I didn't let Clayton know.
All right, the floor is now open for interim head coach at Grambling State, Dennis Winston.
Good morning to you, Ty Miller from Sheridan Broadcasting.
Hey, how you doing, Ty?
Pretty good, man. A lot of people up here in Pittsburgh are happy that you have a shot to right the ship down at Grambling. So can you give us your thoughts on taking over, and what are your immediate plans are to sort of right things and get the guys back on the steady course?
Well, the one thing we're going to do immediately is, put everything behind us, do what the young men came here to do, play football. And this week we're just really concentrating on Texas Southern and moving forward and playing football.
Are there any things you learned in your experiences playing with the Steelers and playing in the National Football League that can help you in this new endeavor?
Yeah, pretty much just sit back and pay attention and make sure you are aware of the things around you, and make sure that you're up to date on the things that you need to be up to date on.
Hey, Dirk, so far as you're concerned, how does it feel to get a shot to do this, and what are your immediate goals and your long-range goals with this?
Well, my immediate goals is to get this team together and prepare this week for Texas Southern. Long-term goals, will come however they come. I'm just my long-term goal is to be head football coach, but my main position right now is to try to get this team headed in the right direction.
Okay, thanks, Dirk.
Mm-hmm.
How focused, do you have a sense of how focused the guys are on football after everything that went on this past week?
I think our guys are very focused. They right now, they pretty much things are behind them. They've made their statement, and now we're moving forward.
Well, Dirk, from what has happened the past couple of weeks and before the last game and even previously up to that, do you foresee any changes in personnel? Are you reevaluating things, or are you just going to put forth what was out there before you?
Well, we'll make a few changes, both offensively and defensively. I think what you do, each new coach that comes in puts their touch on the team. We'll make some personnel changes. We'll move some people around and see if we can get a little better in certain areas. But the main thing, we're just going to work hard and get in condition. We need a little conditioning and then proceed in working on Texas Southern this weekend.
Have you given any thought to what you might say to the players prior to taking the field for the first time with them?
I'm just going to tell them to go out and work hard, do the best they can do. It's all up to them. As coaches, we don't play one down. We just have to make sure that we have them mentally prepared, and they will be physically prepared to play.
Coach Winston, will you address everything that happened in the last week with the players before practice?
We don't. I'm not addressing anything in the past. The past is the past. We're moving forward. The university is moving forward. This football team is moving forward. What happened has happened, and things happen.
All right. Get with y'all in a few minutes. All right.
Still taking questions for interim coach Dennis Winston at Grambling State.
Coach, I think Graham broke up at the end there. I wasn't sure what else. I didn't hear the end of your answer. I'm sorry. When you said that what's happened in the past is in the past, we're moving forward, and then you were saying something else, but I couldn't hear it.
Oh, I was just saying that we're just preparing for this weekend.
Coach, considering you guys were supposed to play Jackson State this past weekend, is there any apology or remorse from the players about, not going to Jackson State and giving the players their homecoming? Has that ever come up in conversation or consideration from the players?
No, our preparation is strictly for Texas Southern now, and like I say, we're moving on, and it is what it is, and we can't do anything about it now.
So, Coach, practice will go on as normal today. Have any players left the squad?
No players have left the squad. Practice will go on today as planned, and we'll do what we do every Monday.
So you have no indication that you have indication that everyone will be there?
Everyone will be here today.
Coach, do you have an understanding of why this all took place?
Do I have an understanding why it all took place?
Exactly.
Well, I think if you saw our facilities at the beginning, then you would have, then you would know why it took place. I think we put athletes in a position where they need good working conditions, just like anyone else would like to be in good working conditions. It just wasn't a good working environment, and the young men knew that, and they could foresee getting sick, so they stepped out and did what they had to do.
Coach, would you say those poor working conditions would have partly attributed to the team's losses this season, or were there other factors?
I can't say that was a factor in us losing. I just know that there were times when we were a little exhausted, and I know it's not because we're not conditioned, because we have a great strength and conditioning coach. Mm-hmm. There could have been a lot of factors.
Mm-hmm.
Coach, is preparing for this game any different from preparing for, like, if you were just to have a regular bye week?
For us, no. At this time in the season, you pretty much have all your offense in, you have all your defense in, and your special teams. The one thing that you're going to have to do now is pretty much work on technique, making sure that you're doing the things that you do. It's just repetition, and making sure that everything is done the way you draw it up.
Coach, what effect could it have the fact that the players hadn't practiced in a week?
I don't think it'll be a problem. They pretty much know our system. Our system is pretty simple, and we're not trying to fool anybody about what we're doing. We have great players, and those guys know what we do. They kind of pretty much, I know defensively, they know my mindset, how I like to attack people, and they have a pretty good, attack mentality.
Coach Winston, we appreciate your time today, and thanks for joining us, and we will talk to you next week after your game with Texas Southern.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.